Yeah, welcome back. Another episode of the Chad Prather Show. It's Thursday. Can't believe I said Monday at the end of yesterday's show. It feels like, I don't know, man. The week just feels weird.
Well, it's the beginning of the week for us, so naturally, it would feel.
Well, I thought we were going to
like
be in here on Monday, but apparently everybody else was still lazy.
I guess. I mean, I had to take the day off. I thought everyone else was going to have shows too. I don't know.
Well, let me tell you guys. Let me just be honest with you. I get a kick out of the complainers, the Riris, the trolls, whoever, who send messages in various ways. And I always encourage people to go leave a review for Sarah's show, leave a review for my show. That helps us, actually. Yeah. That's a big thing. Like, I'm thankful at this new year that we have people who want to troll us. Like, I'm thankful because that means you're doing something.
You're making waves. You're ruffling some feathers.
If somebody doesn't, if you don't have some haters, then you're not doing it right. So I'm thankful that we have you guys who listen to this show or watch this show, subscribe to Blaze, or just hear, the Fact Pack. They're there in the live chat on YouTube every single night. They'll spend 30 minutes saying hi to each other and tagging each other, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, the show's over. Oh my God, the show went by so quick." Well, maybe if y'all listen. And actually comment on the show rather than just saying hi to each other every night, you bunch of weirdos. But I'm thankful for you guys. Huh?
We're going to start quizzing them on what is actually said
I'm thankful. I really am. Because, listen, this is what we do. I was listening to my buddy, our buddy Andrew Wilkow on his show on Sirius the other day, and he was just talking about, without the listeners, you don't have anything. You don't have it. You don't. So there it is. And so I'm thankful that people take the time to do this, spend it with us, because they could do it so many other things. There's so many other things they could be doing, right? And but I always ask you to go that one extra step. Doesn't cost you anything, but once you learn how to do it, you can do it all the time, and it's quick. Go leave a rating and review. And but I love the Riris who want to call us godless and horrible human beings. And somebody sent me a deal the other day talking about how if you and Sarah could stop just being so belligerently drunk on your show.
What?
Yeah.
Belligerently drunk?
Yeah, maybe if you'd reach for your Bibles instead of the bottle.
Oh my God. First of all, I act like this completely sober. Thank you very much. Sorry to disappoint. This is just me sober.
And I take people back to the original vision. Mark was there. As soon as I started at the Blaze, my original vision was, and again, this show, even though we were doing 4 a week, we went a long time, buddy. Man, we used to go like an hour, 45 minutes on one episode because I was in podcast mode.
Yeah.
I was used to having a conversation. Then they were like, I think they put me on TV, so they'd shut me up. Like, they put me on TV because they were like, good God, his show's way too freaking long. How do we get him down into the, bite-size deal? And so they were like, hey, oh, by the way, Chad, your show's now on linear, which is probably not even on linear. They probably just tell me that. It's like
the guy in Office Space.
Over in Budapest, there is this network that airs us, and we have to go to commercial break, so your show can't be more than 46 minutes and 16 seconds long. And so they probably just tell me that. I'm probably not even on Blaze TV anymore.
That's so funny.
I don't know.
Well, have you considered recording the same amount of time and just speeding it up by 1.5? Just everything will be quicker.
Well, that would be in production. But all I'm going to say is, look, I am sorry that you're a little whiny bitch. And I brought something in to celebrate.
Oh.
My favorite tequila, who I wish was a sponsor of mine. And they've told me, they said, let's talk. And I never want to do the whole let's talk thing. I want us, let's just get right to the nuts and bolts.
Right.
But
wow.
Codigo 1530, of course, if you've never tried it, as George Strait, who owns this, says, if you don't like it, it's because you never tried it.
Wow.
And
let's get belligerently drunk together.
Well, I still have to go on your show, I think, or something else today. I have meetings tonight. But when I say meetings, I do mean the strip club. A kid is not something I do, but when I get belligerently drunk, who knows? Maybe I'll run into Stu. Cheers.
Cheers.
This is such good tequila.
Cheers to whoever that person was.
Well, yeah, here's to the Riris.
Yeah.
Here's the Riri's in 23.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm going to come up with a T-shirt for that. We'll sell it. Yeah. So cheers. And here's to you boys who never get anything.
Ooh, that is good. Wow.
It's a little bit stronger than what we're used to. It's a little bit,
Is it?
got a little bit more punch in the balls, you know?
It's just
You keep drinking that, Sarah, you'll get balls.
Uh-oh.
Like man balls.
How do you know I don't already have them?
You don't. We don't. You don't. We don't.
We don't.
I say we because at my age, my balls touch the water in the toilet when I sit on it. It's bloop. I tell you, man.
You have to lift them back up and set them.
You gotta.
If you wore underwear.
I don't wear underwear.
If you did, you'd have to lift
the
them
Undertack, though, I don't know if they're still a sponsor, but I'm telling you, I say that not knowing if they're still a sponsor for 23. Best underwear I've ever worn.
Yeah.
I'm not lying just because of the.
When he wears underwear, it's always
Undertack.
That one.
When I'm on my period. You know, when I'm on my period. Did you see the video of the guy doing the menstrual cycle thing?
What?
Yeah, the guy who's got his first menstrual cycle.
Yes.
I'm like, bro, take that shit, man. That's just a dump.
Oh.
That's 2 a.m. Taco Bell.
I mean, you need to go to the doctor if it's not.
If you're holding a heating pad to your belly because you think you're having a menstrual. Did you see another deal where people are like shoving ketchup?
Yes. Frozen. It's like frozen tomato paste that they're freezing in tubes so that they can.
And they're putting it up their butt? Or
orifice,
or if they've had bottom surgery or something. But either way, to simulate having a period,
yes.
they're like, look, guy, that's insanity. That's when you have a mental disturbance right there. There's a problem with you.
It's also so offensive to reduce a woman to just like, oh, I'll just shove frozen tomato paste up my faux vagina and pretend like that makes me a woman, I guess.
I'm going to put it up my vagina. That's a phrase right there, a vagina.
Vagina.
So we posted the picture. CJ was wearing her Real Men Don't Have Balls shirt. That's at realwomensclub.com. The thing took off huge. I mean, exploded. Tens of thousands of people reacting to the thing, which is good because we're starting to get some people who are actually looking at the website. We haven't tweaked it all yet, but people are at least visiting the site.
Right.
But so many women were like, we do too have balls. And it's like, okay, we know you have inner fortitude. We know you have strength. We know that you have mental toughness.
No, literal balls.
I mean, literal testicles, like the jingle jangles, like the click clacks. I'm talking about you don't have the warm fuzzies.
Right.
You don't have the balls.
This is not a diss.
Yeah,
this is a good thing. We're embracing it.
Real women don't have balls. And they're like, we have them on our chest. And I was like, well, we should come up with like a chesticle shirt.
We should.
You know, real women have chesticles.
Real women have balls up here.
Up here. And I'm like, it's still like, that's kind of gross because
you don't want to be thinking about.
Paint. I don't want that in my mouth. I just let you paint the picture of what I'm trying to say there. But everything is being turned over to they finally executed that guy who thought of it. He called himself a transgender woman just the other night. That was Tuesday night. They executed that guy's first time any known transgender person has been executed. They executed a transgender woman who years ago murdered his girlfriend.
Oh, I didn't hear about this.
Yeah, this is crazy. I mean, it's just crazy with all this kind of stuff that's going on. And Crocs, Chris wears Crocs every day. I wear Crocs every now and then, and they're undoubtedly the most ugly shoes.
They're hideous.
But every now and then, if I'm just like running to the Kroger, which is every day.
You do not have Crocs.
The shit I don't.
Shut up.
I wear my Crocs.
What color?
They're camouflage.
Oh
which
my
is even
God,
worse.
Of course they are.
I wear my Crocs.
I cannot picture you. Are you wearing a baseball cap?
Oh, yeah.
And Crocs.
Yeah.
To the grocery store.
And like if you're wearing them with jeans, people don't notice as quickly. But like they're just so easy just to slip on and bam, there you go. And then every now and then you look down and you're like, wow, this is bad. It's really, really bad. Like this looks like really like they're bad. Which Chris adorns his with little trinkets.
Yeah.
His little Croc trinkets.
Yeah, what are they called?
Gibbets. Gibbets? Okay.
What?
Well, once again, it's time for us to ruin another company that was just keeping to themselves.
Bring it on.
Would you please play that first Crocs ad?
Yes, girl. She got her first pair of Crocs. Ain't they cute? And she's strutting into Pride Month by adding a little pizzazz that are these Pride gibbets. Get into the glitz and glam, honey. As a Black queer non-binary being, I've always believed that loving up on my melanated magical self is truly a radical and revolutionary act. One of the ways I love up on me is allowing myself the freedom to express myself. And one of those creative outlets is fashion. Similar to these gibbets, fashion is the accessory to my gender expression and allows me to be creative with how I want to show up in this world. So honey, accessorize and glamorize your magical self because you deserve it. And strut into your fierceness, honey.
Okay. My melanized magical self. So there's that.
There is no gay man alive that would wear Crocs on purpose unless they were being paid.
Correct.
That guy was being paid.
Correct.
He would have nothing to do with Crocs otherwise.
Correct. There is nothing.
Some might call him a grifter.
Some might call them a grifter. Good point. The fashionably speaking, that just doesn't have any flair to it. I mean, you can put all the flair on it you want.
Nope.
That ain't the kind of flair we're talking about.
Nope. No self-respecting gay man would wear Crocs.
So
I'll take that to my grave.
No. So why do they do this? I mean, Disney lost $100 billion in the last year over putting out two really stupid movies, the Buzz Lightyear thing, and then the other one with the first openly out LGBTQ2 plus A whatever character.
Semicolon. Yeah, it is interesting because it's not like you have to pick a side. You can literally just not talk about it. That's all you have to do is you don't have to cater to either.
Yeah.
You just stay in your lane and sell your ugly ass shoes. That's all you have to do. I mean, really.
They are ugly.
They're really ugly, but somehow they sell. People like Chris buy them.
They're ridiculously comfortable.
Is that why, Chris?
It's an orgasm for your feet.
Which, by the way,
No.
I love what Brandon said. Crocs are gay, but not that kind of gay.
Yeah.
His name is Brandon. I love what Brenda say. They're not that kind of gay. I can go with that. Well, and here's the thing. Disney's in Florida, right? They went woke. Now, I mean, you see, they're going to go broke.
Well, they're course correcting, they say.
And again, the whole thing to me is, don't care what you are, but when you're cramming it down everybody's throat, and this is what Ron DeSantis had to say about when these woke folk, when they come to Florida, this is what he said in his inauguration speech. Play that one.
We reject this woke ideology.
There I am.
We seek
I see
normalcy,
Sarah.
not philosophical lunacy. We will not allow reality, facts, and truth to become optional. We will never surrender to the woke mob. Florida is where woke goes to die.
There you go. Did you get the bumps?
I got
Oh, look at you. You're feeling it, weren't you? You was all up in the spirit, wasn't you? In Tallahassee.
I was.
Yeah?
It was great.
Such a sellout.
Yeah, I know, right?
Can't believe you.
Imagine if we didn't have a Ron DeSantis in this country leading the way during COVID.
Yeah.
Who was going to do it? Abbott? No.
And by the way, he was a finalist with Time Magazine's Man of the Year. I mean, it was one of those People of the Year kind of things. I mean, you can't deny the results of what the guys produced. So what do we know? We're just over here at the Blaze pandering.
Yes, we're shills.
Let's talk about Steven Crowder when we come back. All right? Let's talk about that.
Oh, God.
No, I'm serious. Hey, are the Biden administration's New Year's goals of tax and spend and turn a blind eye to inflation at odds with your goals of securing your savings? When you finally had enough of the games that government is playing with your savings and retirement, diversify into gold with Birch Gold. I am tired of my money being impacted by stupid decisions by leaders in Washington. So for over 5,000 years, gold has withstood inflation, geopolitical turmoil, and stock market crashes. And here's the great news. You can still get it. In fact, you can own gold and silver in a tax-sheltered retirement account. Birch Gold makes it easy to convert an IRA or 401k into an IRA in precious metals. Now, here's what you need to do. It's very simple. Text CHAD. I spell it Chad to 989898, and you will claim your free info kit on gold. Now, with almost 20 years experience converting IRAs and 401ks into precious metal IRAs, Birch Gold can help you. Protect yourself with gold today by texting Chad to the number 989898 with an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. Thousands of happy customers and countless 5-star reviews. Secure your future with gold. Start today with a free info kit. No obligation, zero obligation to make the request. Just text Chad to 989898. We'll be right back. Get on there. Fix myself.
You wait till the very last second.
Well, that's what I like to do. I like to be fresh, Sarah.
Okay.
I like to be freshy fresh. What do you think about the end of the world?
What?
It's happening. It's happening.
Oh, here we go again.
It's been happening for a few thousand years.
Okay.
But, I mean, it's really happening now. This is it.
Are you sure?
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
Pretty solid conviction at this point. Got a little montage I want to play for you.
Oh, boy.
That's going to bring it all home and really get your spirits up as we head towards the weekend.
God.
Boys, play the clip.
I don't think you'll find a scientist that will say we're not in an extinction crisis. There are 5 times in Earth's history where we had mass extinctions. And by mass extinctions, I mean at least 75%, 3/4 of the known species disappearing from the face of the Earth.
Too many people, too much consumption, and growth mania. Humanity is not sustainable. To maintain our lifestyle, yours and mine, basically, for the entire planet, you'd need 5 more Earths. Not clear where they're going to come from.
When the population bomb came out, you were described as an alarmist.
I was alarmed.
What would you say
I
the
am
mental
still
focus
alarmed.
is?
All of my colleagues are alarmed.
The alarm Ehrlich sounded in '68 warned that overpopulation would trigger widespread famine. He was wrong about that. The Green Revolution fed the world. But he also wrote in '68 that heat from greenhouse gases would melt polar ice, and humanity would overwhelm the wild.
He was wrong about that shit, too. Greta Thunberg somewhere is pissed off.
I love that they totally minimized just how wrong he was.
Yeah.
They're like, he was wrong about that.
He was wrong about that.
In fact, it was actually very helpful, and society thrived.
Society thrived because someone came up with a way to grow food in mass production for more people, because it's amazing how somehow when the demand is there, people find a supply. It's almost like necessity is the mother of invention. It's amazing how we've been saying that for a long time, and it's true. I went on social media the other day, did a live feed video, and I was wrong. I confessed that I was wrong on there. Didn't apologize, but I was wrong. And
What were you wrong about?
well, I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
Since you ask. I was talking about how they're trying to kill us. They are trying to kill us. They want you to believe. And here's the thing. You look at the euthanasia ads they're running in Canada. They're trying to make it where the PR, their marketing, they're trying to make you feel like it's okay for them to want to kill you.
Yep.
Like, it's supposed to be like, oh, look, they're just doing us a favor.
Yeah, you want it too, really.
Yeah, I mean, you really do. I mean, like, you know what? Some people are just going to have to die. Some people are just going to have to go. They're trying to make you okay with this.
Yes.
With this nihilistic deal. So you look at what's his name, Bill Gates, who just donated millions of dollars to population control in Africa through abortion.
It's not the first time he's
and so they're trying to kill us. So here's the thing, I did that live feed video in that July a couple of years ago, and everybody gave me shit about the vaccine thing, about your kids getting vaccinated. where I said that, hey, yeah, you're going to go to school, vaccinate your kids.
Yeah.
That's what they want you to do. Those are the rules. You're going to play by their rules. Go and vaccinate your kids. Absolutely. And I was being a smart ass about it. And I said, of course, we've been around the block about how I said some things wrong in there. And I was being a smart ass. You such a smart ass. That's what I do.
Yeah, I was going to say, have you watched Chad for longer than 10 seconds?
I'm a smart ass. That's what I do. I'm a smart ass. That's the club. That's the T-shirt we should make. Smug smart ass club. I watched the Chad Prather show. I'm a member of the Smug Smart Ass Club. You've had Mug Club. Now we got Smug Club. Take that, Steve. Yeah, they had Mug Club. The Chad Prather show has the Smug Club. Think I won't. Here's the thing. Oh no, it's being
the
done.
URL.
It's there for
during the break.
Yeah. Good producer. But anyway, here's the thing. They're trying to kill us. So I went on there, and I've always been one who said, yeah, you should probably get your kids vaccinated. There's certain things, polio, smallpox, things like that. You probably should. And I understand you're taking a risk because there are vaccine injuries, and there have been people who've been on this show, and you and I have talked about it ad nauseum. And I more and more with the mandates became more and more not vaccine choice. I became anti-vax. Now I'm convinced, now that we see the advent of this thing called SADS, sudden adult, that you look back at SIDS, sudden infant, it's like, oh, they've been killing us for years.
Correct.
They've just been killing us for years.
Correct.
They just made us okay with it. In the name of safety, they made us okay, with, what is it now, 72 rounds of injections, 72 different vaccinations for your children.
Yeah, and by the age of 18, yes.
Yeah. It's so now I'm like, nah, they've been trying to kill us all along.
Mm-hmm.
They've been trying to kill us all along.
I mean, that's just the tip of the iceberg, right?
Yeah.
That's not even just the food, all of the toxins in our environment.
Yeah.
What they're spraying our food with.
So I went on that live feed, and part of my thing was I said I was wrong. All of you out there who want to say, oh, Chad said this on a video, that's right, I said it, and I was wrong.
Wow.
And apologizing.
Right.
Because I didn't offend you individually or personally. I'm just telling you, I was wrong. So you round them all up, send it all out there. Chad Prather, episode 800, whatever this is, I don't even know. Chad said he was wrong. I don't think I've ever said that on this show. Maybe once. I don't know.
I'm not sure.
Probably not. But I was wrong because now I'm pretty much anti. I'm anti everything. If the government says do it, if the World Health Organization says do it, if Big Pharma, if Big Medicine, if any of those tell you to do it, it's probably wrong.
Right. Because
they're trying to make you okay with death. It's a death cult.
It absolutely is.
Yeah. Well, when you start calling abortion health care, when you start saying, when you are running ads, marketing campaigns for euthanasia, when you get an ingrown toenail in Canada and call for a podiatrist to help you out, and they say, well, we're going to put you on a waiting list, but while you're waiting, maybe a nice peaceful death.
Listen, the wait list is really long, so instead have you considered dying?
Yeah, like the doctor can get you in about 6 months, but we've got a needle ready for you tomorrow.
Now.
Like if
can you be here in an hour?
It doesn't matter what you wear. It doesn't matter what you wear. In fact, we'll send them to your house, right? We'll make you die in the comfort of your own home. So it's a death cult. It is a death cult. And then you look at all these European pro athletes who've fallen over after taking the blah blah. Mm-hmm. Like that is exponentially greater than what we've seen anything here in America. But that's why I said we need a full investigation on this football thing, because I'm like, well, if there's some evidence of that right there, because they mandated. They haven't even talked about all of the pilots flying your airplanes who have died.
Every time I fly in an airplane, it's always.
I'm telling you, man, they're doing protocols now because this is becoming a problem.
No.
Your pilots are dying. I said it on Twitter last week, sometime during our break. I said, you better learn how to land a plane. Learn to land the plane, because you might need to. That's where we are.
I know.
What? I fly 200,000 miles a year.
I'm just glad that I've always said since 2020, the silver lining of COVID, my hope was at the time, the silver lining of COVID would be that the greater American public would wake up to all of this big pharmaceutical corruption that's been going on for a very long time, but everyone was convinced the experts are the ones who know everything, and why would they lead us astray?
Listen, Joe Biden said if you elected him president, he's going to cure cancer.
Right.
He can't. He isn't. They're not going to. Probably could. I'm sure they could.
Oh,
they want you
it
sick.
makes too much money.
Listen, your illness is some nation's whole GDP.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they make so much money off of it. There's no way they're going to keep on funding all this crap, like hundreds of billions of dollars to Ukraine, unless they keep you sick.
Mm-hmm. And if they really cared about people getting cancer, they would really tamper down on all of
the stuff that causes it.
Mm-hmm.
And here's another thing. You think if all of a sudden you guys got healthy and you were living longer and all this kind of stuff, they don't want any of that stuff.
No.
They don't. They want you dying. They could tax your dying. So they don't want any of that stuff going on. If that's why they push so hard on things like Obamacare and universal health care and all of these things. They want to be able to have permission to send you to where they want to send you so that you get the care that they determine is right for you. And ultimately, they keep you sick, and ultimately, they kill you.
Yeah, do you remember whenever we talked about death panels when it came to universal health care and Obamacare, and they said that's just a conspiracy theory? That would never happen, except in Canada. Now they're killing people.
Killing them. $1 million marketing campaigns. You need God. You need water, you need fire, you need food, you need some money, all right? Food, I'm going to get you right now. And if a food shortage hits, your family's going to suffer because a lot of people are going to be caught unprepared. We just told you it's the end of the world. You need to head on over to preparewithchad.com, and I'll get you a very special discount on the emergency food you might need very soon. And if you act now, you'll save $200 on a 3-month emergency food kit from My Patriot Supply. They are the nation's largest preparedness company. The 3-month kit is packed with high-calorie breakfast, lunch, dinners, drinks, and snacks. It will feed one person for 3 whole months, and your family won't suffer tomorrow if you prepare today. Go to preparewithchad.com and scrape up the money, but you need to do this. And I'm going to do my part by saving you $200 per kit. We recommend getting at least one kit per family member, so you're going to have plenty if the time comes, when the time comes. Now, these kits are in stock. They're ready to go. You'll get free shipping, and your order will arrive in unmarked boxes for your privacy. You'll never regret having a supply of emergency food on hand. So don't take chances with your family's survival. Go to preparewithchad.com today. Preparewithchad.com. We'll be right back. Fairy tales can come true. It can happen to you. Did you ever try to break an addiction? I'm talking about any kind of addiction. Food, alcohol, scratch off lottery tickets, visiting Pornhub merely for the comment section. They have that? It can be really hard, especially when some of those comments have some pretty interesting videos attached to them, but I digress. I want you to go with me in your holiday rested imaginations to the far-off burg of Chicagoland, where the massive school district has just announced that they'll be returning to the practice of using masks after the Christmas holiday. Chad, you say, what does that have to do with breaking an addiction? I'm so glad you asked. But first, let's give the school district, which is no doubt even now grooming up Obama 2.0, let's give them their caveat, shall we? They're only doing it for 8 days following the Christmas break, and they made sure to include in the letter they sent home to parents that this is not a mask mandate. Nobody will be punished or sent home for not wearing a mask. No faculty will be reprimanded or fired. All's peachy keen in the Chicago school district. Oh, don't you know they have your best interests at heart? They just want to exhibit a little bit of caution in the face of an uptick in COVID cases. The key word you should have latched onto right there was exhibit. The reason I mention addiction here is that masking clearly is one at this point. It is an addiction, not strictly for every single person. Of course, there are legitimate reasons out there to wear a mask, but they're few and far between. Said reasons are, you might say, socially distant from one another. Anyway, the point is that when you live in fear of a thing, the talisman and protective totems to which you cling for protection can very quickly take a hold of your psyche and refuse to let go. We've seen it all over this country and indeed all over the world, and it's led to mindlessness and tyranny abounding. So that's the first danger. One of the two things you're seeing out of the Chicago School District is an expression that we are still afraid and we still need our blankie, so don't tell us it's time to grow up and out of that behavior. That's bad enough. The second reason this is happening is far more insidious. And that is that this is obviously a form of virtue signaling. More importantly, it's indicative of the photo-negative of virtue signaling. Call it evil signaling. Now, you see, virtue signaling isn't just about making sure that everyone knows you're on the right team, you have the right thoughts about the right things, and so on and so forth. It's also about making sure that while you're towing the line with everyone else, those who do not become exceptionally visible, obvious targets. Nobody is going to be punished or sent home for not wearing a mask, but you can bet your favorite hat that they're going to get noticed. The kid who wanders down the hall unmasked during those 8 days is going to be marked by his peers, by those around him, his teachers as well. Ditto for the faculty members. Hell, it might even end up being worse for them. Social ostracization is a powerful thing, and it's already rampant in schools to begin with. Seen in that light, the fact that the dose of comfort these people keep shooting into their arm is getting lighter, but they still got to have it, well, that's a lot less frightening to me than the long-term effects of tribe building that manifest themselves in any way possible among children, especially children already ensconced in one of the wokest school districts in the damn country. Why do people send their kids to school? I done told you they're going to make you vaccinate, so you don't need any of that. Boston's doing the same thing. Boston's making sure that temporary masking period, upon a return from, because, they've been that crazy MAGA hat wearing Uncle Joe over Christmas break, and we got to mask them up till they get the cooties out of them.
There was an uncomfortable amount of people on my flight this morning or yesterday morning wearing masks.
And they're going from Florida to Texas.
Right. Yeah, I know. That's what it was.
Supposedly
very
two
bizarre.
of the freest states in the union, and that's
very bizarre to me.
I saw that when I went the other day. I was when I went to Fort Myers, Florida, and back.
Really?
Yeah, there was a lot of that.
Do you think it's because it's winter months and people just think that?
I think people I think it's stupid.
Well, I mean, I know, but I mean, previous to this, the few times that I had flown on a flight since all of the COVID stuff, I did not see very many people wearing masks.
I don't
so
know,
it just
man.
surprised me.
I don't know. Like, I'm open for a Sleep at the Wheel. Legendary band, Sleep at the Wheel. Open for them New Year's Eve. And I got there to do a sound check. Their band was finishing sound check. Like, a couple of their band, they got a big band, but like one of the young guys on the steel guitars wearing a mask on the stage.
No.
And I'm like, entertainment industry's dead.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And I was going up there to sound check, me and Chuck Floyd were going up there to sound check, and one of the guy goes, "Don't touch any of this stuff." I was like, "Yeah, I'm going to lick it." Yeah, so there you go. Did you know that mating with shorter people is what they're encouraging now?
What?
It's a step towards a greener planet since smaller individuals are inherent conservationists.
Stop.
Yeah. Short people got reason to live.
Are conservationists?
Yeah, because they don't take up as much space. They don't put out as much emissions. They don't take as big as shits.
What about short, fat people?
Oh, that's different.
Well,
yeah.
Well, no, it's not.
Yeah, well, there's an essay by Mara Altman who said there has never been a better time to be short. So the shorter stature live longer and are better for the planet because they use fewer resources. I've seen some short people that could eat. And there was a Thomas Samaras study that was referenced by Altman in her essay, The Godfather of Shrink Think, which found that if Americans were 10% shorter, it would save 87 million tons of food per year, not to mention trillions of gallons of water, quadrillions of BTUs of energy, and millions and tons of trash. I'll tell you what will save millions and tons of trash is stop wearing those masks.
No kidding.
Tossing that crap in your landfill and your waters. Short people don't just save resources, but as resources become scarcer because of the Earth's growing population and global warming, they may also be best suited for long-term survival. It's the little people.
Oh, my
So join the Lollipop Guild
Never been a better time to be a midget.
Yeah. Steven Crowder used to have like little, back when he had a show, he used to have little sound bites like that for his producers would come up with. I just sing my lollipop girl.
I much prefer your version.
Me too. I prefer myself over everything Steven Crowder does. Godspeed, Steven. When you mate with shorter people, you're potentially saving the planet by shrinking the needs of subsequent generations.
See, that actually like makes me want to do the opposite.
Makes you want to go find a big old man to climb.
Yeah, I'm married, so I would never do this, but you're like, I want everyone out there
but
who is
the
not married.
temptation's there.
Yeah,
like I could cheat on my husband if more liberal progressive Riri would write this bullshit.
Yeah, it's like find the tallest freaking man you can and bone him.
Climb it up. Okay. I wanted to throw that article away. I'm not done with it. Back in like at the founding of our country, the average height of the men in America was like 5'8".
Really?
Yeah. So if you go like stay in a bed and breakfast outside of Washington D.C. and this house was built early 1800s, and I mean the doors are short, so they just didn't have tall people.
They also died when they were like
30. They died when they were 29. I was like, no, that wasn't the average age. Or that wasn't the average height. They died before they hit maturity.
They weren't done growing.
Yeah. So people talking about those Crocs. So people were burning the Crocs, and stop burning stuff. You want to talk about burning up the ozone or whatever the hell it is we're doing to the planet right now? Those are probably noxious gases.
Yeah.
You're burning rubber.
It's rubber, yeah.
And your gibbets. Was that what they were called?
Gibbets, yeah.
Gibbets?
Yeah.
Gaybets. I don't have any gibbets. Chris got a whole shoe full of them things. He over there? He gone. Odors. Hetero jibs. I am I'll be honest with you. I'm heterophobic.
Are you?
To use your phrase.
Yeah.
That's your phrase. I have to give credit where it's due.
I appreciate that.
We're now people who speak out against straight people.
Yeah.
Are heterophobic.
Well, anyone who calls me transphobic because I am trying to expose the sexualization of children, they keep calling me transphobic. I said, you know what? You're heterophobic. I'm just going to start calling all of them that.
I like it. I'm going to join that.
Yeah, please. Everyone.
Maybe we should put that in Real Women's Club.
We should.
Don't be heterophobic.
We should.
Yeah.
Done deal.
Let's do it. All right, time to make your health great again as we get closer to as we're in the new year. For anyone looking to ignite that fat-burning metabolism, boost your energy, and transform how you look and feel, start taking care of your liver as I drink my tequila. I love this liver stuff. Your liver is the body's master detoxifier. 500 key functions are performed every single day in your body by your liver. It cleanses, it removes thousands of harmful toxins, all the man-made chemicals from burning Crocs and things like that. Fortunately, there's a simple, all-natural solution that I want to recommend to you, Liver Health Formula. It contains 12 powerful botanicals clinically proven to recharge and protect your liver at the cellular level, and it's going to restore your liver's detoxifying abilities, boost your energy levels, kick your natural metabolism into high gear, and it works so remarkably well to fight a fatty liver, which is a silent epidemic affecting a lot of Americans. Now, Liver Health Formula It's backed by the latest science you can trust, approved by American doctors, and every bottle is manufactured right here in America, too. And right now, as part of my audience, you can try Liver Health Formula completely risk-free. Receive 5 free gifts when you order today. First, you'll receive a free 30-day supply of nano-powered omega-3. This powerful blend of omega-3 fatty acids supports a healthy heart and brain, 4 times better absorption thanks to the special nano delivery system. You're also getting 4 free ebooks to support every aspect of your health and longevity, regardless of age. Go to getliverhelp.com/Chad. Claim your risk-free supply of Liver Health Formula and all 5 bonus gifts. You're covered by a 365-day money-back guarantee, so you got nothing to risk. That's getliverhelp.com/Chad. Say it with me. Getliverhelp.com/Chad. Or call them, 800-282-1757. Be right back. Let me just give you a little rundown.
Okay.
All right. Lexington, Kentucky coming up next I think Friday night on the 13th. Then going to Amarillo, Texas, Abilene, Texas, Joplin, Missouri, Fort Wayne, and Joplin, by the way, low ticket alert. If you're in Joplin, yeah, that's already
those quick.
That's the 27th. So Joplin, Missouri, Fort Wayne, Indiana, Waco, Texas, Justin, Texas, Tomball, Texas, Birmingham, Alabama, 2 nights, San Antonio, Granbury, Texas, Cleveland, Texas, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Nashville, Georgia. That's outside of Tifton, Georgia, down in South Georgia, Toccoa, Georgia, 3 nights in Washington, D.C., Midland, Texas, Fort Smith, Arkansas, Hockley, Texas. A bunch of stuff coming up.
Hockley? Where's that?
Hockley's got a fun little venue down there.
Where is that?
Yeah, I'll show you on the map.
Okay.
Explaining it won't help.
Okay.
Hockley, Texas.
I'm like born and raised in Texas.
Yeah.
I've never heard
that. They got
that.
a cool little venue down there.
That's the great part of living in Texas.
Yeah, well, you have all these little music halls and venues and stuff like that are tucked out and away from places, and their address is some county road deal like that, you know, Mayberry RFD. But you get out there, it's like, damn, I didn't know y'all had all this. And then it's like, people are like, that's why I love when the Twitter re say, you're dude some podunk little town. You guys have no idea how much money I walk away from.
Yeah.
Like, will you sell those tickets? And people show up at those deals. So, but we're working on, we're about to announce the date in Augusta, Georgia, my hometown. I'm going to encourage all of those of you who went to church with me and growing up, and all of you, those who love the nice, wholesome chat, don't come to that show. Not because of me, because of Jesse Payton and Dustin Sims and Zach Rushing.
All your jokes are very wholesome.
Well, yeah. Theirs aren't. We're also working on Jacksonville, Florida. We're working on like 4 nights throughout Tennessee, like specifically East Tennessee. Lots of stuff. California as well. So, but here's the thing on that Buck Wild tour. If people don't buy the tickets, we're going to end it.
Uh-oh.
So we're booking the dates. We did like a dozen dates. If it doesn't work, then we're not going to keep spending our money to go.
Right.
You know, on individual thing. But I think with the 4 of us doing it together, I think you guys are like, it's going to be something for everybody. It's like action packed. And it's raw. My mother's like, why you want to do something like that? And I was like, because that's fun. Because it's fun. I like comedy without a condom. You know what I'm saying? I like for people, I don't want to work with a safety net. I think it should just be like, boom. Like that's, and the reason that's important to me, Sarah, tell me if I'm wrong.
Okay.
Like I think free speech, especially in the area of comedy, is so important to just let people go out there and say what they want to say.
Yes.
Might be offensive to some.
Right.
But I think it's important that expression of speech, like for instance, did you know the word f*** was not anywhere in any English dictionary? If it got beeped out, it was the F word. It was not in an English dictionary between 1795 and 1965, anywhere in the world. No English dictionary included the word. Now, the word, if you go back to, it was a Germanic word, not German, it was a Germanic word. It meant to scrape or to punch or to like this. We started applying in the Old English when it was talking about, in fact, one of the first in English that was ever used was talking about the clerics, the people in the church. And it was used as a ridicule to them that they basically their fill. And so to get whatever they want. And so that was like in the 16th century. And so
wow,
the fact that this word has been so censored, and I bring that one up because I'm an etymology person when it comes to all of these words. The fact that word was so censored, not in a single English dictionary between 1795 and 1960, could it be that, like everything else, you've been conditioned to believe that certain words are crude and wrong and evil when they didn't even mean what you thought they meant?
Yeah.
Meaning has been applied to them. Now, me personally, I'm not offended by a word, moist. I'm not offended by words, right? So people are like, oh, I see them draw back in the club. You know, somebody says something. Oh my God. Like I said the other night, I said, I've made a resolution not to use the word so much. I said, this was New Year's Day at a show. I said, I've made a resolution.
You're already not doing very well.
Exactly. I said, I went to bed at 1 a.m. I got up at 6 a.m. So that resolution lasted 6 fucking hours. It's like, and again, I don't think any word Like if you use the word brother or bro or bruh,
Yeah.
and everything you said was bruh or like, well, you know, like that's offensive to me. Like that's pretty offensive because you're using that word as a comma. Well, that's the same if you use a curse word,
Right.
quote unquote curse word. You know what I'm saying? That to me is uncreative. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Our shows are going to be unadulterated and uncensored.
Well,
Is my point I'm trying to make. And so I'm not just saying I'm going to be me. If you've ever been to one of my shows, I'm not going to suddenly change and become somebody different. I'm just saying it's just like when Jesse Payton, we did those 2 nights, those shows a couple years ago before the world froze over here in Texas. And they came out and they said, well, he did gay jokes last night. He can't do those gay jokes because we have somebody here that's gay. And,
Oh, no.
And so he can't do those jokes. And so he came to me, goes, what do I do? And I said, I want you to go out tonight and do every gay joke you know. Not to be offensive for offensive's sake, but no one can tell me what to do on stage.
Right.
You can't tell me, well, you can't tell that joke.
Watch me.
Can't. That is what comedy is all about.
Yeah. Well, you said.
Because you wouldn't do that same, I'm sorry, you wouldn't do that in the pulpit. You wouldn't tell a preacher, you can't say that. You can't preach from that verse.
Right. Well, you said earlier, I like my comedy without a condom. And when you said that, I thought, well, that's what all comedy should be.
Should be. Right.
And I'm not saying if a comedian isn't comfortable getting that, I don't know, using those words, then fine, that's up to the comedian.
Right.
But you shouldn't have to feel like you're being stifled because you're worried that you're going to offend
and by
someone.
and large, I don't use those. Now, I say it more on this show than to make a point.
Yeah.
But by and large, if I'm on stage, I'm not.
Yeah, that's how all comedy should be.
Yeah. So when you start telling people, you go into their auditorium, into their sphere, and you start saying, well, I don't like when so I had to block somebody on social media. They said, they took this type of thing I'm saying about, and they said, well, he defends his crude comic friends. And I said, no, I just tell you, I'm not going to change them.
Right.
Because you got offended.
Right.
I'm not going to go in there and say, hey, listen, if you want to come do this show, or let's say somebody's on a show with me, and they say, oh, what should I say or not say? It ain't going to be me that tells you that.
Right.
So anyway, hang tight. We'll be right back. So if you go to realwomensclub.com, some of my old designs you can get there, like the y'all or the pronoun shirt, the, she, it. This person said, perhaps there's a joke I'm not getting, but the shirt that lists pronouns as the, she, it is incorrect, as the is not a pronoun. It's an adjective article, as I was taught long ago. If, on the other hand, this involves a southern accent, just let me know. But right now, it's just wrong. Thank you, but good luck with your business. Some folks hold on way too tight. I mean, this stuff, I get inundated with this stuff all day.
Okay, but at least she did say in her defense, good luck with your business.
Good luck with your business.
She was just trying to be helpful.
I won't be a part of this. Bad grammar.
Good luck.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. I like my t-shirts without a condom, too. ChadPratherLive.com, American Beauty by Sarah.com. Support us. We appreciate that. You guys are great. Subscribe to Blaze TV, blazetv.com/Chad. I'm going to give you a New Year's resolution, how to walk into the new year successfully in overtime. Don't miss it tomorrow. I love you. God bless you. Bye.